Daniel Im, CTO and co-founder of Coinscious, CEO and founder of AIFounded. Please welcome Daniel.
Hi guys, my name is Daniel Im from Coinscious. I'm also actually a researcher from Janelia Neuroscience Research Center as well. So let's get started. So when we look at the history of computing, the massive new trends tends to appear every 10 to 15 years, such as silicon chips, the PC, and internet. And the significance of these trends were not always obvious. Many of us are here in this room because we speculate that blockchain and AI technology will be the new internet of tomorrow. Furthermore, I believe that they will be the new economy of next decade. Let me talk about AI, the prediction machine part of the picture. This talk will mostly focus on how the prediction machine will help to create and facilitate a healthier cryptocurrency market. So when you hear the word AI, what kind of AI are you imagining? What pops up in your head? Here in the slide, we see autonomous vehicle, iRobot, super intelligent system like AlphaGo or Jarvis from Iron Man. So as you can see, there are many different forms of prediction machines. And here I want to focus on prediction machine that will help us understand the world and deliver insights regarding what's going on around us. So how much time do you spend gathering information every day? Reading news articles, social media posts, and maybe checking your coin price? And why do we spend such a significant amount of time on gathering information? One of the reasons I would say is because we want to make better judgments. In this era of technology and data, there are overwhelming amount of information every day, and we need effective tools and methodology to really help us understand the world. So then can machine learning help us make better informed decisions, and by feeding in BBC, New York Times, Twitter data into the machine learning and have the network help us make decisions? Let me narrow down the example to finance applications, where financial market is usually seen as a black box. There's many factors that are affecting the price. For example, price of cryptocurrency will depend on the value of the company itself, but it will depend on many external factors like price of bitcoins, US regulations, as we heard, number of miners, and maybe could be the weather or price of gold and so on. Because these relationships are so complex, highly complex, so often we see them as random processes even though they may not be. And more problematically, many of us suspect that there's some kind of corruptions and manipulations under the crypto market. Here are some of the problems that I see. As you can see, we see a lot of pump and dumps when we look at the pricing chart, price curves. You know, I see a lot of great new blockchain startups with fresh new ideas, but these pump and dump schemes can really ruin promising ideas, right? The signals affecting the price are scattered and inconsistent. The trading simulation requires lots of massive data and lots of processing power. And lack of education will lead to irrational behaviors and high volatility. Here I want to emphasize the lack of education. We have a lot of newcomers in the crypto space, and a lot of them have inexperience in trading. And they need to be properly educated in order to reduce the volatility. Because there are overwhelming amount of information at each stage of coin trading, many traders make decisions based on scattered information from unreliable sources. They get scooped. So ultimately here, ideal goal is to have machine learning algorithm to decipher black box and to bring greater efficiency to the crypto market. One more time. Okay. So let me briefly go over how deep learning works. My favorite slide. So deep learning is a biologically inspired machine learning algorithm that mimics neural network in the human brain. DNNs, deep neural network, are composed of multiple layers of neurons, as you can see in the diagram. First layer is responsible for sensory inputs from the world like speech, sound, and images. And followed by intermediate layers are with artificial neurons. They are called hidden units, which are responsible for representing simpler representation of the data. And finally, we have last layer that outputs the prediction. Initially, these connections are randomly initialized, and network makes several random guesses, and adjust strength of the connections depending on whether they get right or wrong, or how much they get right or wrong. And with the repetitions of guesses and refinement, the network eventually learns to make a probabilistically correct predictions over time. So these networks take tremendous amount of data to perform human-level performance. In our case, the data comes as a collection of modalities, which means multiple sources of data. Like, for example, price indices from different exchange, social media, Twitter, Facebook data, news articles, New York Times, BBC, and so on. And thanks to blockchain, we have a blockchain transaction data. So we gather all of these data and then feed it to neural network and have them model the behavior of the crypto market. So some of the analysis that we can do are how to classify each segment of the data into three different major states for here. Up states, down states, uncertainty states. On the right figure, this is a work done with a collaboration with Columbia University grad students. We can also have machine learning models to predict and analyze the trends, and even come up with the new indicators through learning, rather than hand engineering them. We can have bots model looking for hedging and arbitrage opportunities. Currently, we're working on rating coins, rating exchanges. One of the goals in creating Coinscious is to detect price manipulation and fraudulent activities. Here, the ultimate goal would be to have a machine learning method or method that uses machine learning to determine what coin, what exchange, what things to trust in the crypto market. From the perspective of underlying technology, blockchain and AI do not overlap. However, I believe that the two paradigms can coexist. Blockchains are decentralized, open, and transparent, whereas AI and machine learning are pretty much closed and centralized. However, in fact, I believe that the two technologies can come together and bring game-changing synergy from technology and economic standpoints. Because what AI does in the industry, to any industry, is make the predictions better, leading to better judgments, better actions, and ultimately superior outcomes. From the economic standpoint, all of these reducing the cost, especially in prediction and then producing better outcomes. And yet, the data that's going into the predictive model is still increasing. Today, everyone noticed the importance of the data and significance of data collection. Many big companies like Google and Microsoft are starting to close off their access to their data. So for example, the price of search engine API has been going up. They are putting a limited number of queries that you can query through search engine per day. Here is where I think blockchain can really help to reduce the cost of the data by making system more decentralized and creating a more open development platform. Finally, machine learning and blockchain are cutting-edge technology that will drive the economic growth. And at the end of the day, our vision is to fully realize the powerful synergy between blockchain and artificial intelligence technology for creating healthy and stable ecosystem in cryptocurrency market. Thank you everyone for listening. Here is information about Coinscious. Feel free to talk to me at the booth, to me or anyone who's wearing this Coinscious t-shirts. Anyone has questions?
Questions? Going once, going twice. Questions? There's a hand up over there, Daniel.
Let me see if I can throw that far. Oof.
Nice toss.
Nice throw. Nice
Yeah.
throw. Good morning. My name is Pablo. I'd like to know what you think about the security when you talk about AI and crypto related, because when I see all these big names going up after AI as Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Mark Zuckerberg, all those guys in AI, for example, the company.
Yeah.
My big concern is how AI is easily like, as you talk about conscience and judgment and decisions. So with the value of the crypto and how you are looking to that.
Well, I think as I mentioned, we want to have AI technology to be less centralized because, as you mentioned, a lot of big companies are putting a lot of investment into machine learning technology. And if only these big companies invest in this, then they'll dominate and they'll become more powerful than now. And I think here we want to counteract this and then somehow make it more open and decentralized, like here, blockchain community, I think.
Any other questions? Don't be shy. There's one over here. You don't want to catch it, or you do? Okay.
Not sure.
Okay. I thought the use case for AI and blockchain was the one, I think it's been published many times, that when you have self-driving cars negotiating between themselves with some bot, AI bot, to, one car wants to get the faster lane because maybe his wife's in the back seat, in labor or something like that. So the cars pay off each other to get faster lanes. And so the point is there's such a high volume of these transactions, much more volume than Visa network and all that we have today with fiat currency, that you'd have to have blockchain and AI do those transactions. Cyber currency would have to handle that. You couldn't have fiat currency because we can't clear those fiat transactions at volume per night. So are you looking at that, or that seems to be more interesting and more profitable than worrying about quality of predictions?
I mean, that could be. I mean, depending on how you use the technology, you can make it to make more money, or as I mentioned several times, you can try to have a more healthier ecosystem in the crypto market. If you really care about the future, crypto space future, because right now, there's a lot of pump and dumps if you look at the pricing charts, and also you can get away with a lot of technical analysis because a lot of newcomers, a lot of new traders, even my friends, they never traded before and they enter this space, and but they need to be educated, and this is what my focus is, to help them understand. Yeah, sounds good.
Any other questions? There's one right here. This will probably be the last one.
Yes.
With the whole idea of pump and dump and all of these other things, have you considered there's a concept in AI called human in the loop?
Sure.
Have you looked at that as well?
Yeah, so those are normally called interactive learning or active learning. But for now, we haven't looked into that. Those require, there are some goods and bads in terms of, because those require a lot of human in the loop to train the model, which means that more effort for human labeling, clicking, and interactions. But these models require lots of data, lots of time. But so it requires that part is, I think, more developing, and then but it's not currently, not many research or industry applies those yet in practice. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.